Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of Kick Pass Punch. It is April 13th, 2025. That's Malcolm. I'm Brian, his dad. We just got back.
And still my dad.
Still his dad, and also
Can't believe it.
still predictions world champion. Also still.
Your days are numbered, buddy.
Numbered in the thousands. We just got back.
You're at like 30 days.
From Soldier Field and watching the Chicago Fire and Inter Miami duel to a 0-0 draw in what is for sure the most compelling and interesting 0-0 draw of a game I've ever personally been to. What are your thoughts on the game?
It was a great game. Outstanding game.
62,358 people at Soldier Field.
Yep. The fact that you have that number
great
memorized
to
is
see.
kind of concerning, but
I think that's the right number.
yeah, it is. Yeah. That's why it's concerning.
Great to see that many people out. Wish more of them were rooting for the Fire than Miami.
Oh my god.
But I get it, right? And
they're there to see Messi.
they're there to see. Look, you and I together, both of us, today, watched Lionel Messi play soccer for 90 minutes. Here's what you never got to do. You never got to see Michael Jordan play basketball.
Right.
You never got to see Babe Ruth play baseball.
It's also true.
Right? You got to see Lionel Messi play soccer today.
Yeah.
And that's really cool.
Yeah.
You will tell your kids. You will probably tell your grandkids that you saw that in person. Right?
And when they ask the score, 0-0.
You're gonna say
the best 0-0 I've ever seen. Home run? Home run!
Pete Crow Armstrong, with his second home run, just took a 3-2 lead over the Dodgers.
Not at all what this show is about, but...
However,
baseball.
I'll tie it in.
Okay.
Chicago Fire today, playing the best team in MLS. Chicago Cubs, playing the best team in MLB. And...
Cubs over Sox, by the way.
Yes.
If you don't think so, sue me.
The series in LA with the Cubs and the Dodgers is 1-1. So, like, this is the Cubs potentially going in and winning a series at home against the Dodgers.
At home or away?
Well, I'm sorry. Beating the Dodgers at home.
Right.
Okay. After last night handing the Dodgers their worst home loss ever. 16-0 last night.
That's bad.
Yeah, they lost Friday night. The Cubs lost Friday night 3-0. They came back last night and won 16-0.
What was the score?
It was 16-0.
Sorry, I didn't hear you again.
The Dodgers had 0.
Oh, did they now?
Yes.
Oh.
And the Cubs had 16. That's a lot.
Okay.
Right?
Good to know.
And
Good to know.
the Dodgers are the number one team in all of the power in the
Power Rangers?
The power rankings that you can find, and also just statistically, except in one category, which is runs scored, which is the Cubs have actually scored more runs than any team in baseball this year. I know.
Oh yeah, because they had 16.
Oh no, this was before. This was on Friday. The Cubs.
So before they scored 16.
13. Now they're way in front of everybody. And they're up 3-2 right now in the top of the 7th.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're here to talk about.
Home run.
Lionel Messi played well. Played full 90.
Not what I expected after playing full 90 on Wednesday.
Sure. 100%. And incredibly well on Wednesday. Literally dragging Miami into the semifinals of the CONCACAF Champions League. They were down 1-0 going into that match. And then Miami scored. I'm sorry, and then LA scored. So it was 2-0 on aggregate. And then Lionel Messi did what Lionel Messi does and scored 2 goals and assisted on a third to win and put them into the semifinals. I mean, either Miami or Vancouver is playing in the finals for the CONCACAF Champions League. That's the thing that's happening for sure.
Yep.
Right. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. He played well today. Amazing free kick. Should have probably been a goal, except for a great save by Chris Brady. All right, I'm going to ask the tough question. Is Chris Brady better than Gaga? Gaga Slonina, for those who don't know, firekeeper who preceded Chris Brady both through the Fire Academy and onto the main squad, and then was sold for the highest amount to a European team that any Fire player's ever been sold for.
And then got upped by John Duran.
Yes. But as a goalkeeper, one of Malcolm's favorite players, and Chris Brady, who is, again, just turned 21, despite the fact that he's now been the keeper for this team for 2.5 years. Is he going to finish the season here?
No.
You think he'll get sold?
Yeah. No, I think he's...
And more importantly...
I'm not sure if he'll go to Europe, but I think Actually, I think he'll go to Europe, but I don't think he'll go to, like, a Prem team because he saw what happened to Gaga.
Yeah.
He obviously knows that... He's obviously not going to go to Chelsea. They have 7 goalkeepers.
But Gaga's playing in leagues in Europe.
Right. On loan.
On loan. He still belongs to Chelsea.
Yeah.
He's being seasoned. And again, Gaga is, 23 now?
I think he's also 21, actually.
Like, he's fine. Like, it's fine that he's not playing in the Prem right now.
Yeah.
But, point being, Chris Brady, exceptional today. He had 3 saves. 2 of them were on Lionel Messi shots. Definitely one of them should have been a goal. And
I think both should have been a goal. The one in, like, the 10th minute, is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. I just know that I know that there were 3 saves. 2 of them were on Messi shots, and the free kick one I think would have scored had he not put his hand on it. And the fact that he got to it to me is amazing, and he got just enough on it to push it onto the bar.
And I know they don't count as saves, but he also had a lot of, like, he slid and cleared the ball multiple times.
For sure.
Like,
yeah.
It wasn't just that one that, like, went really far. He had multiple slides.
Yeah. The Fire did almost give up a goal.
But they did give up a goal.
Well, the offside, I'm talking about the offside. I mean, they almost gave up a legit goal.
Oh.
Due to, one moment of miscommunication between Carlos Terán and Chris Brady, where Terán tried to shield the ball, thinking Chris Brady was going to come get it. And Chris Brady did not come get it. And Terán had to turn around and, like, slide tackle the ball out of the box. And I get it. Like, it's a weird moment. And honestly, I honestly think it was Chris Brady's mistake and not Tehran's mistake. I think Chris Brady should have come and gotten that ball. I'm not 100% sure he thought he could in that moment. I'm not sure he was 100% sure of what the touches were that had happened that led the ball to be in that position.
Right.
And I don't think he knew he could pick it up.
Yeah.
Because it was clear that that's what should have happened. And that's clearly what Tehran thought he was going to do. And the look on Tehran's face when he turns around and realizes Chris is just still standing on the line was like, oh. He said some bad words in his head in that moment, for sure.
Oh, I'm sure he cursed at Chris a few times. Chris has probably cursed at all of them a few times.
Sure.
So they've probably all cursed at each other a few times on the field.
But overall, fun time to be at Soldier Field with 63,000 people.
Right in the middle of the supporter section, nonetheless.
Yeah.
That was sick. I mean, I know we're usually, like, in that area, but usually
it's
we're
not like that.
Usually we're, like, one section to the side of it as well, and we're not in, like, you don't ever get even that section that packed.
No, I mean...
Like, they were kicking people off the stairs.
Yeah, people were standing in the aisles, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And it was packed everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the stadium holds 65,000 people, which means there were maybe 1,500 empty seats.
I got a text from the Fire 3 hours before game time saying that there were 2,000 tickets left.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
And they were full. And everybody stayed because Messi never came out. So they all stayed.
Messi never left the field, so they all never left the game.
So what do we have next on our agenda? More MLS
match day stuff.
I have no idea what else happened in any MLS games this weekend. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't either. Okay, moving on. I'm not sure if you know about this, but a new transfer window is being added this summer from June 1st to June 10th.
Oh.
So that when the July to August summer transfer window hits, and players inevitably leave their teams, the Club World Cup isn't done for.
Okay.
Because that's July 14th to like the 30th or something. And the Club World Cup is right in the middle of that transfer window. And if, like, say Trent, for example, leaves Liverpool and joins Madrid even before it, they're not going to have time to register him for their roster.
Got it.
So they're giving us a June 1st to June 10th mini transfer window so that Club World Cup teams are able to prepare their rosters.
So June 1st is post-season for all the European clubs, right? Their seasons are all done.
Except for the teams playing in the UCL final.
Right.
Except for teams playing in European Cups finals.
So
European Cup finals.
Does that mean that on June 1st, Kevin De Bruyne can sign somewhere else?
Yep.
Because he is leaving Manchester City. For sure.
So, yeah. Because that's one of those things where if he signs with Miami, they're going to want him before they lock in their rosters for the World Cup. The Club World Cup.
Right. He can't sign in Miami. They own his rights, but he can't sign there.
Wow.
Because they already have 3 DPs. And he's not going to come in.
And replace.
He's not going to come in at a salary that is not a DP salary.
Oh, no, because that's mid-season for MLS.
Yeah.
I was going to say Busquets might retire at the end of the season, but that's mid-season. I wonder how that's going to work with MLS. That might suck for them. They might have a lot of games. Miami. Because between the World Cup and
that's
MLS.
Yes.
I mean, they've also been dealing with that currently.
They've been doing that with the CONCACAF Champions. literally today was the 5th game in 16 days.
Oh, I thought it was 6th.
5 games in 16 days.
And I think
They had a Friday,
a Wednesday.
and then a Wednesday, and then a
today.
Saturday, and then a Wednesday, and then a Sunday.
Yeah.
So at least MLS gave them the Friday and the Sunday, right? Instead of all being on Saturdays. I mean, they could have had 5 games in 14 days. At least they got that extra day by having them on Friday and having them on Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they couldn't have known. I mean, I guess you anticipate that they'll be at the Champions League level and going in the semifinals or quarterfinals, I guess is what they just finished. But yeah, I'm really interested to see what Kevin De Bruyne does. Like, what does it cost? What does it cost to fire to buy his rights?
It's not gonna happen.
Why?
Because he's signing in Belgium.
Oh, you don't think he's gonna come to MLS at all?
No.
Okay.
I saw something today where he, did something with, he did, a photo shoot for something, and then this team posted something like, welcome to wherever. It's not confirmed. I don't know why they posted that, but...
Okay.
That's what I saw earlier. So that's...
I would take him though.
Yeah, that's fair.
For sure.
Alongside Kellen Costa.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne and Kellen Costa, and bring back Shaqiri. No, don't do that.
Kellen Costa is, I think, and Jack Elliott are they the 2 DPs we have right now on the roster?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think there's a third.
Was that foul? That was foul.
Football?
Oof.
Yeah.
Good. I thought that was fair. That was if that had been fair, that would have been a really problematic play. Okay. PSG 19-year-old star Desire Dove.
Desiree Doué.
Desire Dove or Desiree Doué. Your choice. Call it. Say it how you want. What does that mean? I don't know what those words mean in that order.
So there's a kid on PSG. Whose name is Desiree Doué.
Okay.
I don't know exactly how to say his name. He's French. But he's been playing for PSG in the Champions League quarterfinals, like he's playing soccer in his backyard. It's insane.
That sound you're saying that those words are supposed to be positive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he literally looks like he looks like Neymar. Like he looks like Barcelona Santos Neymar. Like,
good.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Tell me about him because I don't know.
So,
I can't contribute to this conversation because I don't know things. I just have opinions, and I don't know anything about this, so I can't form an opinion yet. But give me some information. Maybe I will.
He's been playing really well in the Champions League. He's scored quite a few crazy goals. He's just going for things. He's trying stuff and it's working.
Right.
And
I see. You're saying
he's not.
He doesn't know what he's not supposed to do, so he's just doing it. Right? He's trying things that most people don't try.
Exactly. And they're all working.
Yeah.
He's got the skill for it. It's kind of looking like he looks more skillful. He looks like he's Brazilian.
Is he French?
He's French.
French?
Okay.
Has he been capped?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
But he also just left Stade Rennais. I think this summer.
So 2026 World Cup in the U.S. We're gonna go see Desiree Dove.
God, you gotta bring a sign with the symbol saying Desiree Dove.
Desire Dove.
Desire Dove.
Desire Dove.
Desire Dove. Can I get your autograph?
All right. Malcolm says, be on the lookout for the emergence of Desire Dove.
I'm not doing this.
Desiree Due.
Desiree Due.
I'm sorry, Desiree Due. I do not mean to impugn you. Your name is spelled Desire Dove.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
So, that's a U, not a V.
Okay.
You can't tell my handwriting's not the
Then-
greatest.
Well, then it would be Desire Dove.
It's French.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, moving on from that. Trent is gonna leave Liverpool. We kind of covered it already. He's gonna go to Real Madrid. It's kind of already been confirmed.
Okay.
I don't know. Not much thoughts on that. I mean, Trent's getting a lot of hate from Liverpool fans. I don't agree with it. He's been with the club for his entire life. In 2019, I believe, he was Liverpool's only homegrown talent on the entire roster.
Huh.
He's won everything to win there.
Yeah.
So he's gonna go play with his friend in Madrid.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a problem with that.
No.
I-
You gotta try. You gotta try new things. You
gotta-
got to.
Yeah.
Like you can't just be satisfied where you are.
I mean, you can, but you want to go try something. And I'm sure Liverpool would welcome him back with open arms if he goes to Madrid and it doesn't work out. I'm sure they would let him come back when his contract expires. Fine.
Sure. So
Ground rule double. Ground rule double. That
he didn't catch that?
Nope.
Okay.
it bounced in the stands. Wait, maybe he did catch that. What?
Sorry for the dead air there, folks. Oh, and that is fair. Look at that. That's unbelievable. He missed it, and it landed right on the line. Literally, you can see the mark on the line. Like,
Yeah.
it's you can't.
And it bounced in the stands.
And it bounced in the sand. Amazing.
Sick.
Um,
But I think they're calling it foul.
no, they didn't.
Okay.
He went to second base. Here's the thing. I have no opinion on Trent at all. Here's my opinion. If you've been in one place the whole time and you think like you can become better by going someplace else, you should do it. So
Oh no, they called it a foul ball.
The
Cubs are challenging it though.
you can see the spot on the line. How can you possibly call it foul? Like
They're gonna call it fair. They're gonna change it.
that's crazy.
We haven't muted, so yep, second
Yeah.
base. Called it fair.
Kyle
Good job.
Tucker. King
Good job,
Tuck.
umpires.
King Tuck getting it done in Chicago, man. Sorry to go back to baseball, but man, Kyle Tucker living up to the billing
Okay,
for sure. All right,
so we've kind of been on a lot of
a lot
soccer.
of soccer and MLS. Let's run through some wrestling real quick.
I mean, there's a decent amount to talk about, but not a.
Are we getting
Whole
Randy
bunch.
Orton versus Nick Aldis? Is the question on the sheet.
Yeah.
You think yes?
Yes, I think yes.
Hey, they're certainly pointing towards it. I mean, Randy basically just said, "Give me a match, or I'm coming for you." Right?
But there's not really many people. I mean, I guess you could give him Solo,
Yeah.
but
He got into it with Solo and Tama for sure. So
I hope the Bloodline disbands at WrestleMania and we're done. As much as I used to like that story a lot, I don't anymore.
It's
too much.
no, but I think they're right to keep it alive, right? Because if you ever want to bring Roman back into it, you can reignite it for sure. For sure.
But also, I mean, even if you disband it, you can just be like, OG Bloodline, we're back.
Right. But they're all still hanging around. They're all still kind of connected to each other. You keep it out without them actually being. Their stories are not necessarily connected, but they're still connected. Right?
Okay, so let me change my take. Let's stop giving them the same people over and over again. It's Randy, it's Cody, it's Roman, and it's like it was Kevin Owens
and Sammy.
U5.
Yes. Well,
bing,
I mean,
bing, 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 bing. Mostly Cody Rhodes. Stop making Cody fight the Bloodline. It stopped. It sucks. It was good. Now it's not. Give him Rock. That's the only person in the Bloodline he should get.
I was saying, but it's even now with Cena, it's still kind of the Bloodline because even though they're not talking about it, Rock was he did the thing. Right? The whole thing was set up by Rock doing the thing.
He did the thing.
So, I mean, for whatever it's worth, Cena sold his soul to The Rock. That's what we were told. Right?
Mm-hmm. But Rock isn't a member of the Bloodline.
He's like the head of the Bloodline. Well, no. Right. But Roman's the head of the Bloodline.
Technically. The Rock joined... Actually, no. Technically, The Rock did join the Bloodline last year before WrestleMania. And fell in line.
So...
That's what he should have done. I can't believe he didn't take that chance.
Tangent. We're talking about the soul of the Bloodline. I just said that. I think on Monday, I think they told us the end of the Triple Threat match.
Now you owe me a favor.
Even no, that's not. Yes, that's part of it, but that's not where they told us the ending. I think they told us the ending when Seth Rollins said, "This match is for the very soul of professional wrestling."
Oh yeah.
Because if you ask a wrestling fan today, who is the embodiment of the soul of professional wrestling, the answer is Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is the walking, living, breathing embodiment of like the thing that holds this thing we love together.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And Seth is going to walk out with him because this match is for the soul of professional wrestling. The soul of professional wrestling is Paul Heyman. Seth is going to walk out with him. And I think they just told us that story.
Okay, so Raw's tomorrow night.
Yep.
Is Seth going to tell us what the favor is?
No.
Okay.
No.
He's going to wait till WrestleMania and then he'll just grab a mic and be like, "This is the favor."
No.
Why did that does not sound like Seth Rollins at all. What am I talking about? This is the favor.
No. There'll be a look between them during the match. There'll be a look between Paul and Seth, and then Paul will do something. He's not going to call in the favor. Paul's going to do the favor.
So what I think could be the start of that is Roman and Punk are like arguing or fighting, and then Paul gets between them, and Paul just starts looking back and forth between the two of them, and just apologizing over and over again, and both of them are like, and then Seth comes in and like whacks Roman in the back with a chair, because you've got to do that. You've got to do the Seth whacks Roman in the back with a chair. Got to do it. And then does something with Punk, but he's pinning Punk. Roman is not eating the pin. That's my
No, I
decision.
think Punk's gonna eat the pin,
Punk's gonna eat the pin.
and I think he's okay with that.
Yeah. No, I think Roman would eat the pin if. I think Roman would be okay with eating the pin, but for his character, I don't think Hunter wants him to eat the pin.
Yeah, not 2 years in a row
No.
at WrestleMania for sure.
Yeah.
So what do you have next here? Why is the Intercontinental Champ challenging for the tag titles?
Lyra.
Oh. I don't know.
That's just like you're setting her up. You're setting up for failure unless you're running a match on Monday and giving the strap to Dakota. Give it to Dakota.
I don't think that's what's happening.
I don't think so either. That's why I'm confused because I don't think there's a match lined up for her with the Intercontinental
There's not.
title.
There's not.
And there's not a match lined up for Chelsea either.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think they've done. It's weird that they introduced these secondary championships and they actually did good with them, but now as we've hit WrestleMania season, they have not done good with them. I really don't think. Although I will say, interestingly, and I was trying to think about this earlier. I was trying to think of, and I don't know the answer because I didn't actually look, because facts not my thing.
Even
When
as a
was the
lawyer.
last time there was a women's one-on-one match on WrestleMania that wasn't for a title?
Okay, so you fell asleep while I was looking for this. I went and Googled every single WrestleMania card. Just went down number by number. There has never been one.
There's never been a one-on-one women's match
That was
wasn't
not
for a title.
That's what I came up with. And when we say one-on-one, we don't mean like triple threat. We mean one-on-one. Not one-on-one-on-one. Or one-on-one-on-one-on-one.
Yeah, just
Two
just a straight-up
Just
grudge
two
match.
people, 1v1.
Just a
Grudge
straight-up
match.
grudge match.
I looked. I found, I think, a fatal four-way. But it also might have been a tag match. It wasn't very clear.
Okay.
At WrestleMania 28. If we're wrong, comment, tell us.
Yeah.
Please.
So the answer is, so I think there's an interesting story to be told with Bayley and Lyra being tag team champions and Bayley still wanting the Intercontinental Championship. And I,
Well, see, the problem is they're using the tag titles to set up individual feuds.
they need to get them off of them.
The Judgment Day?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, they scored.
Yeah, they did.
Scored
It's 4-2 Cubs. Going to the bottom of the eighth. I think that they need. I was really bummed on Friday. Honestly, I thought Piper and Alba was the way to go. But that being said, like, I don't know, like, if you just, if you really want to go for it and give me something like a Julia and Stephanie coming up on the Monday After Raw and just annihilating whoever is the tag team champions, and really like and but they need to put the tag titles on a team that they can trot out every week and be and just challenge people, like, or just do an open challenge, something like that. But they need to be.
They need to give them to an actual team.
They need to be an actual team, and well, I mean, Liv and Raquel they have been.
Yeah.
But
we've kind of just dropped the women's world title,
Right.
and then it's just like, all right, we're gonna go for the tag titles.
Right. So
it doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we move on to the next thing,
Yep.
I do want to keep talking about tag team championships.
Yes.
Not the women's. SmackDown tag team championships.
Yes. Profits DIY. No, Profits Machine Guns. Going on SmackDown. Not going on the card. Don't like it?
Yeah, I don't like it.
Don't like it, but
boo, Hunter, boo.
But I've also seen the cards for the 2 nights, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Is the entire card out?
Yeah.
How many matches are there? 14?
13.
13. Okay.
There are 7 on Saturday and 6 on on Sunday.
Neither mid card champion has a match. Neither women's mid card champion has a match.
Nope. Unless they change something. Unless they add something.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah. But I mean, so the thing I saw isn't 100% confirmed, but the WWE started selling like T-shirts that are like boxing cards.
Yeah.
With some of the main matches, and they have the date, so we know exactly which day those matches
those
are going.
specific matches are gonna go.
And then there's a very rumored card that has been confirmed by apparently numerous sources within WWE that this is in fact where they stand right now. Card subject to change, as always.
Mm-hmm.
But
Randy is gonna be on WrestleMania. It didn't have a Randy match,
right? But Randy will be the 7th match for Sunday night. Right. And it'll be short.
Jay Gunther's night 1.
I honestly don't have it in front of me. I don't know.
I think Jay Gunther's gonna kick off night 1. So
I think that's what I saw. I think that is what I saw was that Jay Gunther kicked off night 1. Yeah. So the next thing on the list is, why is Charlotte Flair constantly wearing the same thing as Tiffy? And the answer is very obvious.
She's trying to bury her.
No. No, you're getting worked, bro. Like, this is all a work. This is all a work. You don't have 2 people go out there wearing the same clothes, essentially the same outfit multiple times on television without it being a choice by people in the back. They don't get to choose their own clothes.
Yeah, they do.
No, they don't.
Sometimes they do.
They might be able to bring in what they want to wear, but it has to be approved by the people above them.
Right.
They want the visual representation of Charlotte and Tiffy is the next evolution of Charlotte. They want them to look as similar as possible. They want Tiffy to be the blonder, more athletic version of Charlotte. That's what they want. They want them to be seen as the same.
Do not bring them out at WrestleMania wearing the same thing.
They won't.
I will turn the TV off.
You won't.
I believe literally everyone in the arena will be genuinely upset if they come out wearing pretty much the same thing. Everybody in the arena will be upset, especially the people up higher will be very upset because of the fact that they can't tell the difference.
You can tell the difference.
Yeah, but can you from all the way up there in Allegiant Stadium?
Yeah, you can. You can. There's enough distinctions. They're close enough, but yes. Okay. We're at 40 minutes. We gotta cut it. You have 2 things on your wrestling list left, and I can't speak to either of them.
Okay.
I have not seen Cody's promo because, as you said, I fell asleep on Friday night. I want to watch it. It sounded cool with all the belts in the rings, but I don't have any thoughts on it because I haven't seen it. And does Legado El Fantasma mean anything anymore? I don't know.
No, they don't.
Julio, turning to the NFL quickly, Julio Jones retiring. Hats off, kudos. That's all I can really say. I mean,
Great career.
great career.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, 100% first ballot.
Yeah.
No question.
Mhm.
The only other interesting thing I saw from the NFL this week was Geno getting $35 million a year for 2 years, each for 2 years. $70 million for 2 years for Geno Smith is crazy.
Geno Smith's pretty good. Is he that good? I don't know.
He's not that good. So
well, neither Kirk Cousins isn't $100 million, $180 million 5 years good either.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's a crazy week coming up. So maybe we'll have a chance to do another one midweek. But if not, our goal is to watch Stand and Deliver
on Saturday.
Afternoon. While doing our full WrestleMania preview and predictions.
So we have a TV here.
For my world champion.
We have a TV here. Hopefully, the hope is that we'll have that going here while we record the podcast. So, we will try to get it out as soon as possible after we film it. Like, we'll try to get it pretty much immediately out after we film it. So that
before WrestleMania starts.
Before Mania starts. So that,
Yeah.
Or so that if you don't start Stand and Deliver on the exact time that it starts, you can watch a little Stand and Deliver while you watch a little Kick Pass Punch, and you can have reactions while we have reactions. Kevin's right, even though he's injured. Goodbye.